I listen to Rick Bright, listen to other people that are whistleblowers about Donald Trump that have exposed wrongdoing. And I think it's just important to remember that 4 years of the Trump administration, hopefully the only one that we ever have, was a 4-year war against science. And some of it I don't really understand. Like, I understand that Trump, he did something. We was like scientists for one of those branches. They had to like move to Washington. They had to do it like really soon. And a lot of them just retired. Like, what, or whether it be Rick Bright, he was the head of BARDA, and he was trying to warn the White House that COVID was real and was kind of serious. And Trump didn't do anything about it. Then Trump tried to push the animal dewormer, and he wouldn't push it, and they fired him. And that, for me, no matter what happens, no matter what Kamala Harris can. I always say to sit with Biden that Trump. I don't think Trump could win, but Biden could lose. Same thing with Kamala Harris. I think it's different though with her because she's in sound mind. Whereas I think Trump is in not sound mind, and we can all see that. I think that ultimately this evidence of Trump going after climate change people, Trump altering weather maps, saying a hurricane would hit Alabama when he knew it wouldn't, and nobody said it would, or I knew it wouldn't go through it. He lied. It's a felony. You can't do that. You can't alter weather map. Or whether it be a clear case of retaliation, Rick Bright, that he wouldn't push the animal dewormer, he wouldn't push the line Trump had, and so in essence Trump was like, all right, we'll move him. So he moved himself. That's retaliation. You can't do that. You gotta be careful with retaliation, because even if you just move somebody somewhere, and like it could be the same job but it could be a different schedule, that's retaliation. You have to be kind of careful with what I understand about that, because there's a lot of, it's kind of a broad interpretive thing of retaliation. Unless it's a promotion or I'm getting more money, it could be construed retaliation. That could be moving me somewhere. That could be me getting paid less. That could be a demotion. That could be, whatever. I think that, it further shows the kind of presidency Trump had, of just 4 years of hell and 4 years of alternate facts, and just 4 years of we'll just create a false narrative every day to bumpkins that don't believe in science anyway. And we'll just promote things that clearly aren't true. And I just, for me, that makes me a little bit sad. Me reading about the New York Times people, who one of them been working there since 82, 83 or something. He's retiring because they can't endorse Kamala Harris. That's their job, dude. That's what John Kennedy would do. To inform, to reflect, to arouse, to state our dangers and opportunities, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes anger public opinion. And if a man can't do a job, he hasn't got a job. And that's how I feel about that. And because it'll start like that. It'll start with an endorsement. I know how these people work. It'll start with that, and before you know it, it'll be changing other stuff. You're telling me you own the Washington Post more than 10 years, and just now you're interfering with their ability to endorse a candidate 3 weeks from the election, and you're trying to tell me that's not biased. And you're trying to tell me this isn't about you trying to help Trump. Which to me is also kind of sad. That's sad, but it also was kind of like alternate facts, because you're making people think that, oh, well, there's a chance. Like, I don't get it. Republicans aren't reading Washington Post, Bob. They're not reading the magazines, those newspapers. So, if they're not reading that stuff, you're just giving people like me more credit, because I'm already saying the billionaires want to buy everything up. BlackRock and Vanguard. We're already saying that you just want to create a world for and by billionaires. What is it? Socialism for the rich and something for everybody else. I'm already saying that. You want to create a world where you don't pay any taxes at all. So now you're making it where these people have been in there for 40 years fighting in them offices, and now you're telling them you can't do your job. You want me to believe that that's not, this is not a sort of a desperate act? Come on, man. Come on. You know, it is so obvious. You know, and he's owned them for more than 10 years. And now you're going to start, you know, ordering people around and come on. So I just, for me, this kind of stuff is another reminder of the times we live in and of the games these people play. Because they're living in a world where their way is obviously not working, it's wrong, it's illegal, it's immoral. And to make their world possible, they have to lie, cheat, steal, threaten people, retaliate, people, fire people, and they have to engage in things that are really unethical. To me, as a man, at a basic level, they have to engage in that to attack us, to attack the left. It's not even argument no more. It's literally about just. I mean, it's like mob balls. It's like Al Capone tactics. It is. It's like mob balls, Al Capone tactics. And no matter what happens in the election, I just want that to be remembered. This is Trump. This is his administration. This is the world that he brought about. A world where newspapers can't endorse a candidate. And it makes me sad when people like Rick Bright, who's been working for the government for probably the last 50 years, and this gentleman that was on a post for 40 years, excuse me, the 80s, that when they all retire or they get fired or they get pushed out, because I feel like we lose something. I feel like society loses something when we lose these, when they die. But when you just throw them out on the street like this, like you're fired, like when you do that, it makes me, and I know that they don't care because this is all about, this is a world where facts are inconvenient to the conservative. Climate change and all this is inconvenient. So they've got to just use extrajudicial means to make their world seem possible. I get it. I get that. That's just, you know, it's a game. If I'm fighting Mike Tyson, I got to do something to even the odds. I got to put some in my gloves or take some kind of drugs, right? Because if I don't, whoop my ass. I think everybody agree with that. I got to do something. If he come to get me, I can't stand up to that. I can't go out here and get in a gunfight with some guy that just got back from fighting overseas. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose. Yeah. I can't go out here and, you know what I mean? I just feel like these things show us more clearly now than ever the diabolical nature of the right and just how far they're willing to go to make their world seem feasible. As they say, the devil making evil fair seeming. Thanks for listening.